Hi, viewers. Growing up, there was always this idea, this unspoken belief almost, that if you left Africa and went abroad to America, to Europe, wherever, you had made it. Like automatically, the moment your flight touched down in that other country, you had arrived, both physically and in life. Family back home would start speaking of you differently. Neighbors would start looking at your parents differently. Somebody's child is abroad now. That was almost a title on its own, It didn't even matter what you were doing there. Whether you were washing dishes or sitting in an office, once you were abroad, you had made it. That was just the belief. And I grew up around that belief. I absorbed it without even questioning it for a long time. So when things started getting hard in my own country, and I mean really hard, the political issues, the way things kept shifting, and you could never really trust what tomorrow would bring, the cost of living going up while opportunities kept going down, jobs that just were not there. No matter how qualified you were, no matter how many degrees you stacked up, that old belief came right back to the surface. Leave, go abroad, that is where life actually happens. I remember sitting down and doing the math in my head. That kind of math that isn't really mathing. You could call it desperation dressed up as logic. I thought, if I am struggling here with all my effort, all my hustle, all my hard work, and still not getting anywhere, then surely things would be different somewhere else. Somewhere with actual jobs, somewhere with stability. I told myself, I am a hard-working person. That has never been the issue. The issue is, I am hardworking in the wrong place. So I need to take that same hard work and go plant it somewhere else, somewhere it would actually grow. And that feeling, let's just say I almost got up right there and then. It came from deep within me, It is powerful. I'm sure there's a word for it somewhere. It doesn't feel like a want anymore. It just feels like leaving is the only responsible decision left. Because what is the alternative? Staying and watching things get worse. That ain't gonna be me. Staying and hoping something changes when nothing has changed in years? No, leaving felt like the only grown-up decision on the table. But then, slowly, information started reaching me. Not that kind of, look at me, abroad kind of information. We are all so used to scrolling past online. The real kind. And a lot of it did not come from people I knew personally. It came from people who now I consider brave, who decided to share their stories, their experiences abroad on social media without sugarcoating it. And I did pay attention. On the news out of these countries, I used to look at like they were paradise. No offense. The stories about the high cost of living, that yes, it is a different country, but it also comes with a different kind of expensive rent that eats half your salary, bills that never stop, and none of the community support you had back home to fall back on when things got tight. I remember watching everything that started unfolding in the United States, especially once the political climate shifted, once the new administration came in and things started changing so fast. I watched how divided people over there actually were about their own president, how loud the disagreement was, how it wasn't this united, peaceful, everybody is thriving picture I used to imagine from a distance. And then came the stories about deportations, families being separated, people who had built lives there for years, suddenly being sent back to countries they barely remembered, some in handcuffs, some with nothing but what they were wearing that day. And that broke something in the picture I had been carrying for so long, because these were not lazy people. Just like me, they were not people who did not try. They left their countries chasing the exact same dream I was chasing. They worked, they hustled, and believed they had made it too, only to have that whole life uprooted overnight because of politics they had no control over. Then came the videos of homelessness in these same big, glamorous cities I used to dream about. People sleeping on sidewalks in New York, in Los Angeles, in cities I had only ever seen through filtered photos and tourist reels. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the whole cities, states looked like this. I believe that in every region/area, there's always the high end that they show, and then the other side they never show you. Tents lined up on streets I had seen in movies. And I remember just sitting there thinking, wait, this is the same country. This is the same made-it destination everybody back home speaks about like it's heaven on earth. That is when it really settled in for me, that the abroad I had built up in my head was a curated one, not fake. The good parts were real too, but curated. Nobody was posting the encampments. Nobody was posting the fear a lot of immigrants were living with, wondering if today was the day immigration caught up with them. Nobody back home was hearing about the people who left everything, worked for years, built a life, and then lost it all in a single policy change they had no say in. And it made me think differently about my own struggles back home. Yes, my country has real problems too. Real ones, politics, the lack of jobs, the cost of living. I am not pretending those away. But at least here, whatever hardship I am facing it as myself, on my own ground, with my own people around me. And if someone looks at their situation and decides leaving is the right move for them, I am not going to sit here and tell them they are wrong, because for many people, it genuinely is the better decision. I am not saying don't ever leave. Some people still have very real, very valid reasons to. Some people have actually had the best experiences relocating. It could work for you if that's something you're really interested in. I'm just saying, I no longer see it as this automatic upgrade or the best thing ever like I once did. And somehow, strangely, that realization made me love and appreciate my own country a little more. And no, my country is not perfect. If anything, it's far from it. But at least here, I'm home. So I would ask, genuinely, why do you think we built that belief in the first place, that leaving automatically means you made it? And do you think, knowing what we know now, that belief still holds up? I do not think there is one right answer here. I just think it is worth sitting with, honestly, before anybody packs a bag based on a title that was never the whole truth to begin with. Also, do let me know in the comments section below, do you think having more information would influence your decision or desire to leave your country and relocate to a totally different country? If you got this far, thanks for tuning in. You probably enjoy this kind of content. You may leave a comment, like, and subscribe for more. Until next time, see you in my next video.